Welcome to the Din and Don Show. I'm Din.
And I'm Don, and we're here for some
fun.
Welcome again to another episode of the Din and Don Show. I always raise my hands. This is going to be kind of a quicker video, though. In the next few weeks, we're going to start talking about the Legend of Korra.
And everybody knows that the Legend of Korra has a lot of squabble about it, to say the least. I mean, there's a lot of back and forth, and honestly, we're going to talk a lot about it.
Yeah.
But before we get started, we really want to talk to you guys about something really quickly. You want to go take it from here?
Yeah, just a little backstory. When I was at school, ironically, in a yoga class, if you guys learned something new about me. When I went into my yoga class, I walked in and there was only the two people in my class. And I walked up to my teacher and I said, "Did we miss the memo? Is something going on today?" And I meant it jokingly, but eventually I kind of talked to my teacher about it, and I said, "Well, maybe people are staying home because of the election that happened this week." And we kind of started like a conversation about, how our country's kind of distressing us in ways. And I think the one thing that I brought up is I don't care who gets elected to be president. I just want us as a country to be civil.
No, and I completely agree. I don't like. Yes, there's definitely. How do I want to word this? It's very important who gets elected. That's of course and very, very important. And we're not trying to belittle that in any way whatsoever.
No.
We know how important it is and who's supposed to lead the United States. We completely understand that. And in fact, we've both voted. We're not going to tell you who we voted for, but we've both voted because we think it's actually that important.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess I shouldn't say that I don't really care. Who I want someone who can lead the country. And I want us as American people to use our best efforts to try and vote those who we think are going to represent the country and lead the country in the best way we can.
But we don't need to actually fight about it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what we're trying to say right now is there's no need for contention. There's no need for all this negative energy, this negative attitudes. I mean, I've gotten to so many Facebook fights about small little things of either it has to do with the election or past things. And there's really no need for it. In fact, we need as a world, the humanity, the human race, to really come together and start learning from one another and actually gain a better understanding of why we think the way we do, so that there's less fighting, there's more peace, stuff like that. Because if the one big reason that, at least if I've learned from anything from across the world, it is fear and misunderstanding causes war in a sense.
And I think that for me, I just get tired of all the I don't want to say contradictory thing, but a lot of angst on different sides of politics, a lot of anger, and I guess I wish that we at times could stop looking at what divides us and look at what brings us together.
No, I completely agree.
And I mean, I think there's plenty of YouTube channels and YouTubers and social network influencers. We're not near that. We hope to be, but we know that there are a lot of people who they come from different backgrounds, and with YouTubing, I think Din and we try to like bring what we have different and bring it together.
You may have noticed that with one of our past videos, a past couple of videos, because we debated Steve and Jonathan. I mean, we were completely on opposite sides, and I want to bring a personal story into this between us. At the very beginning of this, we were actually walking around on eggshells, and we never really came together to really figure out what was bothering us until probably about 2-3 weeks in of doing this show, and we finally just sat down and just talked. But once we talked and gained the understanding, I mean, we're great friends, and we're still great friends. But once we gain the understanding, we're completely fine now. There's no walking on eggshells. There's no walking on glass or thin ice. we just understand each other better and where we're coming from and what we expect from each other.
Yeah.
And that's honestly what we think, at least that I understand
Yeah.
that what the whole world could benefit from understanding.
Yeah. So biggest thing is, instead of being angry and being hateful and, you know, looking at the differences, communicate. Try and talk about, you know, what makes us different, but what we also want and we also desire. And that goes for whatever party you are, whether that's Republican, Democrat,
Liberal.
Green, liberal, progressive. I mean, and there's a lot of people that they cross over in different places, but communicate. And
there is such thing as a middle ground.
Yeah.
There really is. And I think that's what a lot of people have forgotten. But there is such thing as bridging the gap, middle ground,
compromising,
which is probably the biggest thing that I think a lot of people have forgotten, because just because it's actually from Stranger Things, it's halfway happy.
So guys, I hope you found this video a little interesting, and you know, I hope you take our advice. As we start talking about Legend of Korra, there's going to be the political topics we bring up, and we might agree, we might disagree, we might bring up things that maybe you agree with and you disagree with. But the biggest thing is we ask for you to be civil. When you make comment, if you disagree with us, please comment. Let us know what you think. And help us to understand. Help us to understand you, and help us to understand others. And we hope that you can understand us as well. So thank you for listening.
Thank you.
We really appreciate our subscribers. We really appreciate everybody who's
honestly
watched.
We're really surprised on how fast we're climbing so far. Like, we honestly didn't think that we would get this high so quickly. Thank you guys so much, and we appreciate you so much.
And until next time, I'm Don.
I'm Din.
And we are here for the win.